The phone rang just after midnight. I almost ignored it. My wife, Emily, had moved out 3 months earlier after admitting she had fallen in love with another man. The divorce papers were already waiting on the kitchen table, unsigned but inevitable. I had spent every day trying to convince myself that she was no longer my responsibility. Then I answered. "Is this Daniel?" A trembling voice asked. "Yes. Your wife has been taken to the hospital. You need to come immediately." My heart stopped. Despite everything she had done, I grabbed my keys and drove through the empty streets faster than I ever had before. When I reached the emergency room, I saw bruises on Emily's face, cuts on her arms, and fear in her eyes. She looked nothing like the confident woman who had walked away from our marriage. She whispered my name, but I couldn't answer. A doctor stepped toward me. "Are you her husband?" "I still am." The doctor looked at me carefully before saying words that changed everything. "She kept asking for you. But before you see her, there's something you need to know." My stomach tightened. The injuries weren't from an accident. She was violently assaulted by the man she was living with. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. The man she had chosen over me, the man she had called her soulmate, had nearly killed her. I walked into her room slowly. Emily started crying the moment she saw me. "I'm so sorry," she whispered. "I made the biggest mistake of my life." I wanted to tell her that apologies couldn't erase betrayal. I wanted to remind her of every lonely night, every lie, every broken promise. But seeing her covered in bandages made all those angry speeches disappear. Instead, I simply asked, "Why?" She closed her eyes. "He wasn't who I thought he was. He controlled everything. He isolated me from my family and friends. Every time I wanted to leave, he threatened me. Tonight I finally tried, and he attacked me." Silence filled the room. Then the doctor returned with more test results. "There is something else," he said gently. Emily looked terrified. The doctor took a deep breath. "Your wife is pregnant." The room froze. Emily burst into tears. "It's not yours," she cried before I could even ask. Those words hurt more than anything else. The doctor quietly left us alone. Emily covered her face. "I know I don't deserve your forgiveness. I know I destroyed our marriage, but I'm terrified." I stared at the floor for what felt like forever. Finally, I stood. "I'll make sure you're safe while you're in this hospital," I said quietly. "But after that, our marriage is over." She nodded through tears. "I understand." Over the next few days, I spoke with the police and helped them understand what had happened. The man who attacked Emily was arrested after investigators found enough evidence against him. Emily's parents arrived from another state and promised they would take care of her after she was discharged. Before I left for the last time, she stopped me. "You were the only person who came when I needed help." I smiled sadly. "Because helping someone in danger is the right thing to do. But love and trust are different things." Tears rolled down her cheeks. "I know." I walked out of the hospital carrying years of pain on my shoulders, but something felt different. For the first time since she left me, I wasn't angry anymore. I simply accepted that some people make choices they can never undo. Weeks later, I signed the divorce papers. Life slowly became peaceful again. I started exercising, reconnected with old friends, and focused on rebuilding myself instead of wondering why I wasn't enough. One afternoon, I received a short text from Emily. "Thank you for saving my life. I don't expect forgiveness. I just hope one day you find someone who loves you the way I should have." I read it once, then quietly deleted it. Not because I hated her, but because the chapter had finally ended. Sometimes the strongest form of love is knowing when to let go. I couldn't change her choices and she couldn't erase them. We both had to live with the consequences. As I walked toward my future, I realized something I had forgotten for a long time.